In the year 2000, Nigeria flared about 25 billion cubic meters of gas. And as we speak, by the year 2020, this has reduced by 71% to 7.2 billion cubic meters of gas. And as at 2020, we're producing about 2 million barrels of crude oil per day. So at the production of 2 million barrels of crude oil per day, our gas flaring rate reduced to about 7.2 billion cubic meters. But at a far lower production in the year 2000, our gas flaring was about 25 billion cubic meters of gas. Now, why am I talking about this? You'll get to understand as we move further in today's video. Now, Nigeria has effectively converted this waste called gas into a resource of about $130 billion in the last 20 years. So the money we have saved by reducing gas flaring in the last 20 years amounts to about $130 billion. And this is the most powerful and the best example anywhere in the world. No other country in the world has reduced its gas flaring by this percentage, by about 71% in the last 20 years. No other country. Now, according to OPEC and the World Bank, between 2012 and 2022, Nigeria reduced her gas flaring by 45%. And Nigeria also went ahead to reduce gas flaring intensity by 14%. And this is the best performance on a global scale. No country between 2012 and 2022 have reduced gas flaring by 45%. So currently in Nigeria, gas actually generates about $6.5 to $7 billion on an annual basis for the government. Between $6.5 to $7 billion is Nigeria's annual revenue from gas. And we are still constructing NLNG Train 7. And by the time NLNG Train 7 comes online, we're going to be making about $9 billion to $10 billion US dollar on an annual basis from gas sales only. Now, why am I talking about this? If you read the news surrounding gas flow in Nigeria, all you hear is, like I read a report sometime this year, oh, Nigeria fled about $1 billion worth of gas in the year 2022. Oh, Nigeria fled about $500 billion worth of gas in the first 6 months of the year 2023. And all they are giving you are the negatives, And you know, sometimes they do this without comparing this country to the global best average, to global practices, to see what our counterparts elsewhere are doing in their own oil and gas industry. Now, it's still saddening that we still flare the amount of gas that we flare in the country. But when we bring perspective and when we take you on the journey to where we are, from flaring 25 billion cubic meters of gas in the year 2000 and reducing it to 7.2, and this is a report for 2020. So when I've been speaking about 2022, because you know later in Buhari's administration, he signed and established the National Gas Expansion Plan that is seeking to abolish gas flaring by the year 2030. And if we're in 2023, it means that we have about 7 years to attain this goal. So what I'm saying is that progress is being made. So when you pick up a news article and you read these things you see and I engage with online, it makes your heart break. And it makes you feel as though we are doing nothing to push, to progress, and to see how to gain more revenue from the gas that is being flared. The report I'm using to make this video right now is not sourced locally. This is a report by foreign bodies. It's a report by global bodies trying to help us understand the journey that Nigeria has undertaken in attaining the current status it has right now in terms of gas flaring and gas flaring intensity. Whereas if you consume local content like I do, all they're talking about is the bad, is the ugly, is the worst, the terrible. As much as we're not happy that we're still flaring gas as of today, but we should not be dishonest in our reporting. Progress has been made and we should be grateful for what has been made so far. In fact, to even be more factual, among the top 10 countries, only Nigeria, USA, and another country have significantly reduced gas flaring intensity, of which Nigeria has reduced it the highest among the top 10 countries that have even reduced gas flaring intensity. Countries like Venezuela, Mexico, Iran, Algeria they still have high gas intensity and still have high gas flaring rate. So please, we should be grateful for the progress that has been made as we hope to attain our 2030 target of zero gas flaring in the Nigerian space. Now, part of the reason why I'm making this video is because what we are seeing right now, this bad reportage, is spread across many sectors of the economy. There are many sectors in Nigeria that have experienced marginal or significant progress in the last 20 years. One of the sectors that have experienced tremendous revolution in the banking sector. Have you seen what Nigeria is doing in its fintech industry? And the amount of unicorns in Africa that have emerged, a majority has come from Nigeria. And a majority is in the fintech space. Nigerian banks are gaining more and more grounds on the African market. What about the telecom sector? Africa right now, is contributing one of the highest numbers to the amount of mobile integration in the globe. We have more and more young people in Africa getting more mobile phones, getting more internet penetration and internet participation, and it's increasing. What of in agriculture? What of in local manufacturing? What of in our transport network, our education, our local content? We have been making significant strides, even in the midst of very, very serious challenges. And we have very bad reporting covering these things. It makes you look as if we are doing nothing in agriculture. When Buhari came into power, Nigeria was the highest importer of rice on the African continent. When he left office, Nigeria is the highest exporter of rice on the African continent. And we are blind to these things. The amount of money we're making from sesame seeds, amount of money we're making from cocoa, from ginger, from hibiscus, from sunflower. This is just in agriculture. What about the innovations in the automobile industry? We're seeing young people make electric cars, electric buses. We're seeing the revolution going on in Innocent. We're seeing vehicles, many Nigerian vehicles like Nord, like Ingress Moto, like Ezuagu, MRAP. We're seeing our Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force create their own military hardware, their own gear. Both be it the armored vehicles for the military, or be it warships for the Navy, or be it drones and aircraft for the Air Force. A lot is happening under the new NNPC, which is now a limited liability company. We've seen tremendous progress being made by the new leadership in the person of Mr. Mele Kyari, and the amount of investment that NNPC on its own has made in the country, because other investors were shying away from our oil and gas industry because of the presence of fuel subsidy. However, abusing Nigeria and Nigerians is not the way forward. We have grown up so much that we criticize, we speak, we insult and abuse, and sometimes we feel that it's our right to speak the way we do about the things happening in this country, instead of seeking effort and seeking ways to build and to help this economy grow. Please, this is me just advocating and probably pointing out my heart that there are a lot of good going on in this country, and I'm going to appeal to whoever cares to listen that we should change in our reporting of situations in the country, at least for the part that is good. There are terrible things happening in the country, no doubt. All you have to do is live in Nigeria and you can feel the heat and feel the pressure. But in the midst of all this, there are still some positive that we can take out of this country. I know that it has been, let's say, an emotional, a very tough video, but please, it's a nice one for the country as a whole. We are hoping that when AKK gets completed and LNG 27 gets completed, that will have a more robust gas infrastructure that can better serve the Nigerian market and even serve our West African neighbors as we look to ship gas to Europe with the Nigeria, Morocco, or what you may call the West African gas pipeline or the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline. So we're going to end it and cut it here for this section of the video. I'm very happy to have shared this insight with you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I want to advocate that please, we should turn on our notification bells. Please do that so you can get notified whenever we drop more videos. Subscribe, share, talk to us about this video in the comment section, and until we see you again, Godspeed.